Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. We are happy to connect with you every single day. We have lovely guests joining us from different parts of India and the world as well. And when they connect and bond with us, it's a moment of joy when they accept the invitation to the International Fab Talks, connecting with them, getting to know about the wisdom that they have acquired, and when they share that wisdom with us. That's really a day where you could learn a lot, derive a lot of inspiration from the people who come here on the International Fab Talks. Today, we are being honored by the special presence of a wonderful guest, none other than the famous Naveen Samala. He's here with us to share his journey, and I would love to know him as a person. What are his thoughts and views on various topics that I'm going to discuss today? I'm sure you will also have a wonderful time getting to know your guest who's here with us, or the person you love a lot, or you want to know more about him. So here he is. He has agreed to share his time with us on the International Fab Talks. Many thanks to him for being polite and humble. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey.
Hi, Andrea. Excited to be here. Let's get started.
More than you, I am excited to have you on my show. Thank you so much for being humble and kind to share the time with us. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
I go ahead now and share your profile and we begin the session, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Friends, I'd like to go ahead and share Sir's profile, our guest's profile, as to who he is, what does he do, and how you could also derive inspiration to be like him or collaborate with him if you'd love to collaborate. He's a wonderful, versatile person, and he has donned several hats, or you could say he has many feathers in his cap. So friends, I go ahead and share his profile. He comes from let me put that right. He comes from a very humble background, and he is the first generation postgraduate in his family. That's beautiful. So when you're the first, you really are at that height. You're at a high pedestal, or on the high pedestal, to put that right. So he is a first generation postgraduate. Naveen has always had the passion to make a difference in the lives of people around him, not only in his own life or his own family, but he wanted to inspire the world around. And the best way to inspire people is to allow them to choose their career. So he has helped several students and professionals in their careers and has been able to touch millions of lives across the globe. That's wonderful. He is the host of the world's only quadrilingual podcast. Let me put that right. Quadrilingual podcast. Now, many of you will be thinking, what is quadrilingual podcast? Let me put it right. He is the host of the Guiding Voice. He does that in English, Hindi, Kannada, and Telugu. And now the Guiding Voice is also spreading its wings in the Marathi zone and as well as the Tamil zone. And so they're going to interview different people across the globe on various projects or various topics of interest, which is which teaches the public of how they could be inspired by various people who have gained a lot of knowledge. So all the speakers, they come on his platform and they share a lot. That is called as the Guiding Voice. And he's very famous. He's so famous that the Guiding Voice is Asia's best education podcast winner. Let me put it right. So he's been winning this award that is called as Asia's best education podcast winner 2024. That is this year. It's also listed in the top 2.5%. Let me put that right. Listed in the global top 2.5%. That's great. The Guiding Voice is a finalist in HT Podmasters 2024 awards. Don't you think it's a great achievement? That's great. He has interviewed more than 700 plus individuals across the world, and he loves doing what he does the way I do too. He is a seasoned IT executive with 2 decades of experience in specializing in championing business technology, strategies, innovation, transformation, great initiatives, and he'd love to focus more on business processes. That's really nice. Naveen sir is also a Udemy instructor, that's great, an author, a CXO resume writer, a seasoned blogger, and he loves to put out motivating content on various social media platforms. That's his forte. That's really great. Naveen sir has trained more than 2,700 people across the globe on various topics, including technology, management, Lean Six Sigma, program, and project management. And to add to that, Naveen also coaches people on podcast mastery. That's a skill. He has it and he's training others as well. That's wonderful. He has coached more than 500 IT professionals and over thousands of students and have helped them to land in their dream job roles. That's really great. People call him the humble, approachable leader and he is also known as the king of performance and productivity. So let's get to know about his life on the International Fab Talks, what he's going to share and how he's going to do that and inspire us in the right way is all about today's session. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. That's really great. I've shared something from my end, but all the people, your fans, the strangers, and the people out there would love to know who is the real Naveen Samala. Over to you to define yourself for us today.
Okay. Such a warm introduction, and I feel welcome to this show. And first of all, congratulations on crossing 600 plus talks on Fab Talks, if I got the number right. And it is not easy because I've been sailing this journey for last 4.5 years, and I was able to interview only 700 plus interviews, 700 plus guests from 70 different countries. But by the time you reach my milestone, I think you must be running some thousands of shows. So congratulations, and I wish you more power to do that. I want to reach places. I'm a boy from a small town with huge dreams, and dreams are so big that people around the world should be able to recognize me for my work. And for me, for my passion, for my persistence, and for my perseverance. Because if you think about people like Oprah Winfrey, okay, who inspires me, coming from a small town in the United States, she has become a media mogul, right? So my vision is to get there in the next few years by contributing to the world in terms of making this world a better place by shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe, and simply through simplifying and amplifying people's journey to success. Everybody has their own hardships, everybody has their own uh, successes, set of failures, and how they have overcome, right? There is a lot to learn. And as and when I started interacting with so many people, so many things started uncovering for me, and I'm getting wiser. At the same time, I'm getting to know what I don't know as I speak to people from different nationalities.
That's excellent. That's beautiful. Maybe know if you've had any difficult phase in life. If yes, what was it that was so difficult for you to endure as a youngster, or maybe now? What is the difficult phase in your life? Simple as that.
There are so many difficult phases. Like life is full of ups and downs, and that's why if you see most successful people, right, they are from humble background and they might have had their own fair share of struggles. That's why passion is so high in them that they want to create a difference, and I'm the perfect example for that. And I'm going to talk about my own engineering days. My father passed away during my second year of engineering, and my father's friends have lent us some money to pay the college fees and all. But I used to manage whole month of expenses within 1,000 rupees in terms of my food, accommodation, and commute to office. And there were certain situations where I have starved a lot, which means I did not eat food for a couple of days because I did not have money. And there was one special incident which I want to highlight and which I did not share anywhere. Is on one day, like me and my roommate Varun, he's one of my best friends. He's now very well settled in the States. And we used to stay in the room and cook together and eat food because the hostels were expensive, right? And one day we ran out of all the groceries, including rice and everything. None of the staples was at home, and we went to a friend who is a localite, and we borrowed 100 rupees from him. And we were walking back home, and by the time we returned to our room, we lost that 100 rupees somewhere. And you know the kind of feeling I had, we cried, and it is
It makes you feel like nostalgic and
yeah, it is so emotional. And finally, one of my other friends from engineering days who used to stay near the college campus, his village was there, and we immediately called him by borrowing 1 rupee from our neighbor through that PCO, and he said, "You come over by auto, okay? 5 or 10 rupees. I think it was 5 rupees per each person by sharing auto." We went there, and that person gave that auto guy the 10 rupees, and then he bought 5 kgs of rice and something, and we went home back to the room and we cooked, right? So this is something. And after engineering also, by the time I completed my engineering, I tried to find some jobs as a computer lab instructor and all, but I could not crack it. And at that time, I wish Zomato's or Swiggy's kind of platforms were existing, or even Uber Moto or something. Unluckily, we did not have that kind of thing, but I faced a lot of struggles during my engineering days. And by the time I graduated, it was like hand to mouth scenario in terms of unless and until you earn money, you'll not be able to eat food, right? Then I took a decision to start my career as a faculty in an engineering college, and with about 6,000 rupees as my first salary. And when most of my friends went abroad to pursue masters, and a few other people pursued some courses and just joined as a software engineer, and I had some sort of I would say a different and difficult feelings within me, saying that, hey, why can't I afford to do masters, or why can't I afford to do this to pursue some technology courses and all. But teaching is my passion. Like I did wonderful there, and I worked there in that particular college for about 3 years, and I was promoted to head of the department within 1.5 years. And towards the end of that 3 years, I got an opportunity to enroll in Java. And by that time, I shifted my family to Hyderabad. And in the morning, I used to attend the classes at Hyderabad. And soon after the class, I used to go to my hometown by train, which is 85 kilometers away, teach classes there, come back to Hyderabad, and again practice what I learned. And like I slept at 12 a.m. Every day and woke up at 4 o'clock. So that cycle continued for 6 months. And by the time I finished course, I had two offers in my hand with the corporates like General Electric and Accenture, and I joined General Electric. And after that, there is no looking back.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all of that. Listening to it, like, it really makes us, we think something else, but when we listen to the real stories of people like you who have made it so far in spite of all the struggles, so that tells us that you are like a phoenix risen from the ashes. And as you mentioned about the food, it was, a great struggle. Thank you for sharing all of that. I'm getting goosebumps when you were sharing all of that, and then I'm rephrasing all of that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Much appreciated. One thing, Mr. Naveen, what I've noticed among engineering students is their mental health is not okay in most of them, which I have seen from close quarters. Now, can we talk about mental health? Would you mind speaking about mental health? You have spoken about the financial aspects of this. Now, what about mental health, like some type of a bullying that goes on, or ragging that goes on? Somebody comments upon your physique, or maybe a relationship problem with the opposite gender. And that takes a great toll on your mental health. And we had one particular student who was non-responsive for more than 3 months. The mother was confused, what's wrong with the child?
You're right.
And when the mother took things further ahead and found out and went deep into it, then she realized that her child was bullied in school. And it's not school, in the engineering college. Let me put that right. He was bullied by his own group of friends. Whereas you mentioned you had a good set of friends who stood by you, and they've been able to bring you up, make you feel good at that moment, which was very difficult. But there are certain people, certain engineering students who take advantage of the friend, one or two friends, and try to poke fun at them. What do you have to say about this?
Okay, so that's a very lengthy question and multi-dimensional question. I'll try to dissect it part by part, and I'll try to answer. And if at all you think you need specific answer after I respond, you feel free to ask me deeper questions.
Naveen, I just put in a short way. Just what is mental health for students who are doing their graduation or post-graduation, be it engineering college or any other college? What is mental health for the youth, if you could share that?
Okay, so one thing I'll tell you, you don't remove this in editing, okay? So
sure,
we'll start with ragging first, okay? Because I've gone through ragging.
Yes.
During my first year of engineering. I'll tell you my own feeling, how it was to be ragged by seniors. Okay, we'll start there. So when my father was alive, during my +2, I was treated like a prince in my hometown, because my father was a very renowned person, and everybody used to feel proud about him and the way he has actually achieved things, coming from a humble background, and he has his own reputation, right? And you can understand, right? If you are a son to that kind of person, automatically you'll carry that kind of aura and all. and wherein if you go to intermediate college when I was in my +2, right? I was the only one who went. I was one of very few who went to college by bicycle, and at that time, Hero Ranger was the popular bicycle which was launched and all. And I used to wear branded clothes, and which were like probably Levi's and many other popular brands and all. So people used to treat me, oh my God, this guy is like a prince. And if somebody comes to me, I used to hit them. Like even I had that kind of arrogance in me and so many things. But after joining engineering, my seniors started ragging me. And first day I said, you know who I am? Do you know my background and all? And they said, no matter who your parents are, no matter where you come from, this is our college and you need to listen to us. And it took uh, about 1 to 2 months for me to adjust to the ground reality in terms of how to deal with this kind of thing, because there is a rapid shift in the life. Okay, from where you were treated like a prince in your hometown, and now you are getting ragged by people. Okay, and that too, whose intelligence level was very low, right? And they come from so remote background. I used to think, why the hell this fellow doesn't even know how to groom his hair, and he's ragging me. Those kind of things started moving in my head, and I used to confront with them, and once or twice they have hit me also. But I informed my father, and I told him not to take any action, because if he wants to take action, he would have informed the DSP or any senior police officer, and that would lead to more ruckus and all, right? That's why many a times I tried not to tell him, but if I told him also, I made sure that you should not take any action. Let me go through whatever I am going through, I'll go through. But over a period of time, I realized the reality of life in terms of, okay, things will not be the same forever. As you move places, as you change places, things will be different. And then I slowly started understanding, okay, the reality of life. And I thought, okay, let me do whatever these guys are asking, right? It will hardly take 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Let me keep my ego, okay, that particular prince crown aside, and do it. And I started submitting to them, and I obeyed all their tasks, or obeyed all their instructions. And finally, by end of first year, I've made very good friends from my senior group, and they are still in touch with me. So ragging is something very difficult at the beginning, especially if you come from a rich background kind of thing, or if you come from a background where you are treated like a prince. Again, you might contradict why I'm talking about humble background and also rich background, right? I used to be rich, and then after my father passed away, circumstances have turned different, because he was a businessman, and businessmen overlooked that insurance part and all, right? So we were left with nothing when he passed away. That is the reason our finances were at the rock bottom, at zero. That's why you'll see this mix of rich versus this thing. But going back, ragging, okay, treat positively, try to learn, and nothing is permanent. Even if somebody is bullying, harassing, right? If I try to understand the positive aspects of it in terms of, okay, that will happen until freshers party is over, or until you graduate your first year, right? But think about what kind of positive experience and what kind of networking will happen, right? By obeying by obeying the instructions of your seniors and all, right? That is how it should be treated. And when it comes to the bullying and harassment from your peers, let's assume if somebody is body shaming you, saying that you are dark, or you are fat, or you have a huge belly, or whatever it is, I would say give it a shit. In the sense, just ignore.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we go on with the next question. Sir, I'd like you now to just focus on this thing with the environment. As you come from a humble background, you maybe from a small town or something, and when you come to the city part, that is Hyderabad, at present you're in Hyderabad and connected, what is your contribution towards saving the environment? I'll put it in that way.
Okay. I'll tell you real-time examples. Okay. So right now, the light that you see in front of me, of course, you are not able to see, but the light that is turned on, right? That is turned on only at the night, or whenever I'm in the recording. Okay. Otherwise, it is turned off, because I try to rely on the natural light. That's why I have positioned a window such a way that I don't need to rely on artificial things. Okay. And most importantly, I am behind my kids, educating them not to turn on the lights and fans and geysers just like that. Payal is my co-host on TGV Hindi. We have done a 4-part sustainability living series where we spoke about saving water, consumption of less consumption of plastic, and also relying on sustainable transport. Likewise, we have covered different dimensions of sustainability. And so many tips have been shared. Apart from that, some of the best practices across the world in terms of what countries like Sweden, Norway are doing, Germany are doing in different facets of life, that is also explained very well. And to give you a simple example, this is a glass bottle, okay, which I'm using. And these days people buy plastic bottles just like that, right? So can we reduce it? Can we be cautious and conscious? Because see, we have one life. We might live here for 80 years, if at all everything goes well, or you might die after 50 years or whatever it is. But we have seen enough in our life. And we have to protect our Mother Earth in such a way that our future generations can also enjoy the beauty of the environment and beauty of the nature. I hope that answers.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for taking the time to share your thoughts and the hard work that you put in to save the environment in the right way. That's really nice, right? Starting from your family, like you're behind your daughters, asking them to switch off the lights or save water at home, and as well as creating awareness on various platforms, as you've just mentioned. Thank you very much, Mr. Naveen. ఇప్పుడు మనం కొంచెం తెలుగులో మనం కన్వర్స్ చేద్దాం, సరేనా?
ఓకే, మీ ఆడియన్స్ కి ఓకేనా?
వంట సరి బాగానే వచ్చా సార్? వంట గురించి
వంట నాకు రీమిక్స్ వచ్చండి. నాకు అంటే రీమిక్స్ అంటే మీకు ఇంట్లో అన్నం మిగిలిపోతుంది కదా రాత్రి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అలానే చికెన్ మిగిలిపోయింది అనుకోండి, తెల్లారి మనం ఏంటంటే దాన్ని చికెన్ ఫ్రైడ్ రైస్ లాగా చేయడము, అట్లా మిక్స్ అండ్ మ్యాచ్ చేసిస్తుంటాను ఎప్పుడైనా ఒకసారి మా కిడ్స్కి. బట్ వంట వచ్చా అంటే ఇంజనీరింగ్లో సెల్ఫ్గా కుక్ చేసేది కదా. సో మా ఫ్రెండ్ వరుణ్ గారు ఇల్లు ఊడ్చేది అండ్ అంట్లు తోమేది, నేను కుకింగ్ పెట్టుకునేది అన్నట్టు. సో వాడు కట్ చేసి కూడా ఇచ్చేది పాపం, ఎందుకంటే వాడు కుకింగ్ రాదు. వాడి వీక్నెస్ నేను ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేసిన. బట్ ఐ లెర్న్ కుకింగ్. ఇప్పుడు మాత్రం చేయట్లేదు బికాస్ ఆఫ్ టైం కన్స్ట్రెయింట్స్. అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్లీ అంటే ఇవాళ రేపు ఒకసారి నేను మధ్యలో బిర్యానీ కూడా కుక్ చేశాను. బట్ ఇవాళ రేపు నాకు అంత టైం దొరకట్లేదు కుక్ చేయడానికి.
మీరు వంట
దొరకట్లేదు కాదు, టైం కేటాయించట్లేదు.
ఇప్పుడు మొన్న మీరు చెప్పారు కదా బిర్యానీ చేశారని కొన్ని రోజుల కింద, రుచిగా టేస్టీగా వచ్చిందా?
సూపర్ ఉంటది, అది సూపర్ ఉంటది. అండ్ నేను చేసింది మా వైఫ్ కి మా పిల్లలకి చాలా ఇష్టం. ఎవ్రీబడి లైక్స్ మై ఫుడ్. ఎందుకంటే నలభీమా పాకం అంటారు కదా, జనరల్ గా మగవాళ్ళు చేసింది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా బాగానే కుదురుతుంది అని చెప్పేసి. అగైన్ ఇక్కడ జెండర్ డిస్క్రిమినేషన్ ఏం లేదు. డోంట్ టేక్ ఇన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఆస్పెక్ట్. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ కాషియస్. బట్ జనరల్ ఏంటంటే మనము మనసు పెట్టి చేసి ఏదైనా బాగానే ఉంటుంది. అండ్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఇవన్నీ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్లు కాబట్టి ఏది సమపాలలో వేసాం కాబట్టి అన్ని సమపాలలో వేస్తాం కాబట్టి ఏం ఇంపాక్ట్ ఉండదు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఇప్పుడు సార్ మనం క్షమాపణ గురించి మాట్లాడతాం. చాలా మందిలో మన చుట్టుముట్టు ఉంటారు, మమ్మల్ని హర్ట్ చేస్తారు, ఏదో చెప్పేస్తారు, మనకు మొహం మీద చెప్పేస్తారు, లేకపోతే మా వెనకలు చెప్తారు. మనకు తెలుసు, మనకు ఎవరో చెప్తారు, వాళ్ళు ఇలా మీ గురించి నెగిటివ్ గా మాట్లాడారు, ఇలా మీ గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. మీరు క్షమించగలుగుతారా వాళ్ళని? క్షమాపణ అంటే ఏంటి మీ లైఫ్ లో?
క్షమిస్తాను. ఒకప్పుడు నవీన్ వేరు. నేను చెప్పాను కదా, మా ఫాదర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు నవీన్ అసలు చాలా డిఫరెంట్, చాలా గ్రడ్జెస్ పెట్టుకునేది, నెక్స్ట్ వీడిని ఏం చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి. బట్ నాలో మెచ్యూరిటీ పెరిగిన కొద్దీ క్షమాగుణం అనేది వచ్చేసింది ఆటోమేటిక్గా. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు జనరల్గా ఏంటంటే మనము ఏదైనా తప్పు చేస్తే దానిలో అపాలజీ చెప్పడం తప్పులేదు అది. ఎందుకంటే పశ్చాత్తాపాన్ని మించిన ప్రాయశ్చిత్తం లేదు అని చెప్పేసి ఒకటి ఉంటుంది కదా. సో మనము తప్పు చేసినప్పుడు చిన్నవాళ్ళైనా పెద్దవాళ్ళైనా ఎవరైనా సరే మనం వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళకి అపాలజీ చెప్పవచ్చు. పాజిటివ్ అవుట్లుక్తోనే ఉన్నాను. నేను ఎప్పుడు నా గమ్యం వైపే నేను ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను. అంటే నా గోల్, హౌ కెన్ ఐ క్రియేట్ మోర్ ఇంపాక్ట్, హౌ కెన్ ఐ బీ మోర్, హౌ కెన్ ఐ డూ మోర్, హౌ కెన్ ఐ ఇంపాక్ట్ పీపుల్స్ లైఫ్స్ పాజిటివ్లీ అనే దాని మీదే ఫోకస్ ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి చిన్న చిన్న విషయాలు అస్సలు పట్టించుకోను నేను. అవన్నీ పట్టించుకుంటే మనకి బుర్రలో మెయిన్ విషయానికి కంటెంట్ ఉండదు, స్టోరేజ్ అనేది తక్కువ ఉంటుంది కదా. ఆ స్టోరేజ్లో మనం మంచి విషయాలు ఫిల్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తాను. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి చెప్పాలంటే, నాకు స్కూల్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు రీకాల్ కవి పేరు, తులసీదాస సూర్దాస నాకు తెలియదు, కానీ ఒక దోహా ఉండేది. కబీర్ దాస్కి దోహాలో ఒకటి సుఖ్ కే బాద్ దుఃఖ్, దుఃఖ్ కే బాద్ సుఖ్, జీవన్ మే ఆతే రైతే, రైట్? అంటే ఒక సక్సెస్ఫుల్ మూమెంట్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ మూమెంట్లోనే ఫ్రీజ్ అయిపోవాలని చెప్పేసి అందరు అనుకుంటారు. బట్ అది మూమెంటరీ. అది దాని తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మీకు ఏదో ఆబ్స్టెకిల్ వస్తుంది. ఆ ఆబ్స్టెకిల్ దగ్గర వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం ఏమనుకుంటాం, ఒక ఫాస్ట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ బటన్ ఉంటే బాగుండు అనుకుంటాం మనం. బట్ మళ్ళీ అక్కడ కూడా ఫాస్ట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఉన్నా లేకున్నా టైం హీల్స్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత మీకు సక్సెస్ వస్తుంది. అంటే హ్యాపీనెస్, సాడ్నెస్ అనేది లైఫ్లో పార్ట్ అండ్ పార్సల్. హ్యాపీ అవగానే ఓవర్ జాయ్ అవ్వకూడదు, అలాగే సాడ్ అవగానే ఓవర్గా ఆలోచించకూడదు. అది నా ఫిలాసఫీ.
చాలా మంచిగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు సార్. ఎక్సలెంట్. లైక్ బి బ్యాలెన్స్డ్ విత్ ఆల్ ద ఎమోషన్స్. దట్స్ వెరీ
అంతే.
నైస్. ఏలియన్స్ గురించి విన్నారా సార్ మీరు?
ఏలియన్స్ గురించి నేను ప్రతి గెస్ట్ని అడుగుతాను నేను నా పాడ్కాస్ట్లో. అసలు ఏలియన్స్ ఉన్నారా, మీ ఒపీనియన్ ఏంటి అని చెప్పేసి నేను దాదాపు హిందీ, ఇంగ్లీష్, తెలుగు పాడ్కాస్ట్లో అడుగుతాను.
ఇప్పుడు
అండ్
మా క్వశ్చన్ కొంచెం వేరేగా ఉంది.
ఓకే,
ఒకవేళ అనుకోండి ఇది ఒక ఇమాజినరీ క్వశ్చన్, ఫ్యూచర్ లో
చెప్పండి.
రియల్ ఐ డోంట్ నో, బట్ నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇమాజినరీ క్వశ్చన్. ప్రస్తుతానికి
Hmm.
మీరు ఒక నెల ఒక ఏలియన్ తో ఉండాలి, సహవాసం చేసుకోవాలి, బతకాలి, ఆర్ టైం స్పెండ్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీరు ఎలా స్పెండ్ చేస్తారు? హౌ వుడ్ యూ స్పెండ్ యువర్ టైం విత్ అన్ ఏలియన్ ఫర్ 1 month?
ఏలియన్ వేరే ప్లానెట్ నుండి వచ్చింది అనుకుందాం ఫస్ట్. అప్పుడు ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళ ప్లానెట్ గురించి తెలుసుకుంటాను. వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఏమేమి రిసోర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, వాళ్ళు ఏమేమి బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఏంటి అని చెప్పేసి నేను నేర్చుకొని వాళ్ళతో సహవాసం చేయడానికి నేను ట్రై చేస్తాను. ఎందుకంటే నేను ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్టుగా మనకి తెలిసింది గోరంతా, తెలియంది కొండంతా. ఇప్పుడు ప్రపంచం ఒక 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 ప్లానెట్లోనే మనం అన్నీ తెలుసుకోలేకపోతున్నాము. అట్లాంటిది ఒక గ్రహాంతరవాసి వేరే గ్రహం నుండి వచ్చిందంటే ఇంకా మనకి దానికంటే అదృష్టం ఏముంటుంది? వాళ్ళ నుంచి ఎన్నో విషయాలు నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. వాళ్ళు మనకంటే ఫాస్ట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఉన్నారా, లేకపోతే మనకంటే బిహైండ్ ఉన్నారా అని చెప్పేసి తెలుసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాను. అండ్ ఓవరాల్గా ఇప్పుడు నేను ప్రపంచాన్ని బెస్ట్ ప్లేస్ లాగా చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను కదా, అప్పుడు విశ్వాన్ని బెస్ట్ ప్లేస్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటాను నేను.
Thank you very much, Naveen Garu. Tumba thanks. Now, I just have a small quiz session. I'd like to take this small quiz session to take just 2-3 minutes. We'll go ahead with the quiz session, sir. Yes?
ప్లీజ్ గో హెడ్. నిండా మునినాక చలేంటండి?
Pardon?
నిండా మునినాక చలేంటి అంటున్నాను. ఇన్ని
Okay.
క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగారు, ఇంకా క్విజ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏముంది? యూ గో హెడ్ ప్లీజ్.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So, friends, we're going to have a surprise quiz for sir. I just wanted to make it a little more special. Just let us test sir's knowledge on general knowledge. So, where is Agra located? In which state?
ఆగ్రా ఇస్ ఇన్ ఉత్తరప్రదేశ్.
Wow, good. 1 point. Taj Mahal?
తాజ్ మహల్ ఆగ్రాలోనే ఉంది కదా.
The Eiffel Tower?
ఐఫిల్ టవర్ ప్యారిస్.
Okay, which country?
కంట్రీ ఇస్ లండన్.
Okay, that's great. And if you could just tell us, like, where is Hampi located? In which state of India?
కర్ణాటక అండి. నేను 3 times వెళ్ళాను హంపీకి.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. The Forbidden City?
భువనేశ్వర్ అనుకుంటా.
Okay, fine. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. So, friends, it's really difficult, to be on that zone where we conduct, the quiz sessions, and like, asking the question is difficult, getting the answer also is difficult. Okay, so the red planet?
మార్స్.
Cool. That's really nice. And if you'd like to add to this, like Mona Lisa's painting, who is the artist?
పికాసో.
Mhm. That's really great. That's really nice. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
ఐ డోంట్ నో, పాస్.
Pass. Okay. The largest planet in the solar system?
లార్జెస్ట్ ప్లానెట్ trying to recall the
Yeah,
planet
this is
names.
very So this is just knowledge. Now what you have is wisdom. మీ దగ్గర ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా షేర్ చేశారు కదా సార్ మీరు, అదన్నీ విజ్డమ్. అది
అదే.
దిస్ ఇస్ జస్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్. ఎనీవేర్
సరే, ఆప్షన్స్ ఇవ్వండి నాకు, ఆప్షన్స్ ఇవ్వండి. ఐ టెల్ యూ. నాకు ఐఎమ్ నాట్ రికలెక్టింగ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్.
ఎర్త్, సాటర్న్, జూపిటర్, ప్లూటో.
ఎర్త్, సాటర్న్, జూపిటర్. Jupiter is like
I think options
300 times కంటే పెద్దగా ఉంటది అని తెలుసు, ఇండియా మన వరల్డ్ కంటే.
What is the chemical symbol for silver? Is it Ag, Au, Hg, Pb?
ఏజీ.
And for
Agent
gold?
PU అనుకుంటా. P P PB P no AU Aram. Gold is Aram. AU.
That's gold. That's cool. You got it. That's right. What is the world's longest river?
Nile.
Cool. That's really great. That's wonderful. The present president of India.
Murmu. Draupadi Murmu.
Yes. Where is Hawa Mahal located?
Hawa Mahal. విన్నా నేను జైపూర్ అదే
Yeah.
మన రాజస్థాన్ right.
Rajasthan. That's really great. You love the smell of coffee or you love the smell of the mud before it rains?
అదే పెట్రోషియా అంటారు కదా అదే నాట్ పెట్రోషియా అది అదే మడ్ స్మెల్ దానికి దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ గుడ్ నేమ్ యాక్చువల్లీ పెట్రిషోర్ అంటారు దాన్ని పెట్రిషోర్ యా ఐ లవ్ దట్ పెట్రిషోర్ దట్ ఈస్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ అది ఎందుకు వస్తుందో తెలుసా మీకు
Pardon?
Do you know why that it smells before raining?
No, I don't know. If you could share that with all of us, I mean, that would really be great.
Okay, actually ఏంటంటే all these microorganisms and all, right, they're all present, and when they get wet, that smell comes from that particular bacteria and all the microorganisms out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You've added value to the session. That's really nice and enhanced my knowledge also. Thank you so much. నవీన్ గారు, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక్కరే ఉండాలి ఇంట్లో, ఒక వారం మొత్తం ఒంటరిగా ఉండాలి. ఎలా ఉంటారు? ఉండగలుగుతారా? లేకపోతే ఆల్రెడీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ మీకు ముందు ఉండేనా? లేకపోతే అవకాశం ముందు వస్తే ఎలా మీరు స్పెండ్ చేస్తారు all the 24 hours in all the 7 days of the week? Like if you could share that.
ఉండగలుగుతాను, ఉంటాను. చాలా ఈజీ నాకు, ఎందుకంటే నాకు చాలా 100 బుక్స్ ఉన్నాయి. నేను ఫీల్ అవుతా ఉంటాను, చాలా బుక్స్ ఉన్నాయి నా దగ్గర, అవి సగం చదివి వదిలేసాను. అండ్ ఆపర్చునిటీ దొరికితే ఇంకా చాలా మందిని ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేయడానికి కూడా నాకు స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది, ఏ కమిట్మెంట్స్ లేకుంటే. కాబట్టి ఐ వుడ్ డెఫినెట్లీ బి ఏబుల్ టు అడ్జస్ట్.
That's really nice. I love that answer. I can spend time reading books and do the work, connect with people in the world. That's really wonderful. ఇప్పుడు the next question is, ఒక్క రోజు మేమందరము ఈ ప్రపంచాన్ని వదిలిపెట్టి మనం వెళ్ళిపోవాలి, మట్టిలో కలిసిపోవాలి. That's what they say. You go back into the dust, into the earth. So when our time is come to leave this world, how, and we are no more on this earth, how would you want people to remember Naveen Samala? In what way people should remember the great Naveen Samala? Over to you.
Naveen Samala.
Yes, friends, we just have a small break and we'll be back. There's a slight technical issue. We'll be back soon. Just a second. Over to you, sir.
A fantastic question. Actually, I keep telling people about this particular moment, the last moment in their life, and I got to know from few experts who are elderly and who have done considerable amount of research, and who mentioned that there will be a real thing that will be playing before somebody departs this Mother Earth. Right, so that the last 5 minutes of my reel should contain millions of people, okay, who are really inspired through my content and through all the wisdom that is shared through our platform with amazing guests and all, and also my literature and all the work that I am doing that has to spread to every nook and corner of the world. That is how I want to be remembered as.
That's really nice. Very, very interesting. What is that one thing you love about that special person, Naveen Samala? What is it that you love about your own self? What do you admire in yourself?
Naveen Samala. Okay, I love his passion, the perseverance, grit. Okay, he has that particular thing. If he thinks he wants to do something, he will do it. That's it. No matter how big it is.
That's really great. Naveen sir, have you been asked for a bribe?
When you go to certain government institutions and all, right, you will get to know these kind of things, and it happened in numerous instances. And whenever I try to do the work by myself by adhering to all the rules, so that I don't give them scope for asking bribe.
It's only a suggestion, not an advice from all of us. So, your best movie till date?
I like family movies and also I like comedy movies. And
Which is
to
your
name
best movie? Best movie's name?
best movies like Hum Aapke Hai Kaun,
Hum Aapke Hai Kaun. I think it is Salman Khan, Madhuri Dixit, is it?
Rise or something. It also had a message-oriented movie and with a lot of thrilling scenes and all. Likewise,
That's really great. That's really nice. Now, have you got an offer to act because you're on the podcasts? You do a lot of like podcasting for, we've been covering up around about 700 interviews. Have anybody approached you with a role like, yes,
not yet, but
you'd love to?
I would be open to.
Yeah, I guess that you'd love to. Yes. And I look like, I mean, I visualize you to be a detective, like in that whichever movie or maybe a serial. Like I would like you to play the role of a detective. You suit that according to my thought process. That's really nice. Naveen, sir, we'd love to know about your grandparents. Do you have any beautiful memories about your grandparents, maternal side, paternal side?
Yeah, unfortunately, that is one thing which is missing in my life actually. I didn't have so many moments with my grandparents and all. So again, that's purely because of some personal reasons and all. Of course, my grandfathers have passed away long back, and I met my grandmom from mother's side, and but our association was for a brief period of time. Like I used to meet her once in a year, and that overall, I would have met her 10 times in my entire life. And when it comes to my paternal grandmom, I think I don't remember anything after I grew up. Maybe I would have had some beautiful moments with her when I was under 6 years, which I don't remember.
Yes. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you. నవీన్ గారు ఫస్ట్ టైం ఎవరైనా మిమ్మల్ని వచ్చి మీట్ చేస్తారు మాట్లాడతారు ఫస్ట్ టైం మనం ఎవరైనా కలుస్తారు ఫస్ట్ connect with somebody. What is it that you see in them? They say, oh, I put it in English because my Telugu is not good. I put it in English. What is the first thing that you observe in a person when you meet them for the first time?
See, any person, I try to understand their authenticity by observing their body language and their words. And I can easily detect if somebody is faking because I have that innate ability. And because I try to make genuine connections because I am a genuine person. And I try to observe their body language. I mean, to be put in simple terms, whether body language is matching with what they are speaking or not.
Wow, wonderful. So you can read energy. You can read
Yes,
energy,
yes,
yes?
yes.
Or you can understand that negativity that around them.
Absolutely.
ఒక మాటలో లేకపోతే బాడీ లాంగ్వేజ్ నుంచి మనకు అర్థం అయిపోతుంది.
10 minutes to చెప్పేస్తాను.
Yes. Naveen Garu, I just like to ask you one very important sensitive question. I'd love to ask this to all the guests. I'm asking it to you. You're my second guest who I'm asking you this sensitive question. Should we celebrate death? Because when we die, it is a release of all the pain, suffering, and sorrow. But most of us, all of us are, very saddened by somebody's demise or death. Right? సో ఎందుకు మనం ఏడవాలి ఎందుకు బాధపడాలి మనం కూడా వాళ్ళతోనే ఒక రోజు వెళ్తాం కదా ఇవ్వాలైనా రేపైనా వాళ్ళతోనే అగైన్ వి మర్జ్ విత్ దెమ్ ఇన్ ద సాయిల్ why do we need to cry such a lot or take it so deep somebody's of course if it is a horrific.
See, I have gone through my father's loss, and to be honest, it took more than 10 years for us to recover from that, such a long period, because though our association with him was very brief, but the kind of impact that he has made in our life in terms of that disciplined life, right, which I learned from him. He never told me saying that you have to get up at this time or you have to study like this. He used to live by lead by example, right? So that actually created a lot of impact in me, and in fact my tenacity and discipline is something which I attribute to him, right? And when we lost him, right, it was something which we couldn't digest. And the reason people have that bereavement is because of the attachment, and because they try to reminisce those good memories, and they constantly think about the loss, saying that we will not be able to have this kind of thing. And we constantly think, if at all my father was alive now, right, he would have felt so proud about the achievements, about how all our siblings have progressed in life and all. So those kind of things come into our thoughts and all. But honestly, over a period of time, again, as we grow in life, right, we get to know and we start thinking philosophically, saying that yeah, nothing is permanent in world, right? In fact, COVID has taken so many lives, and some of my near and dear, like one of my best friends, has passed away to COVID during second wave, likewise. But by the time my maturity level has increased, and what I do is I tend to stop thinking about that particular person, not to get too emotional and all. And I try to uh, always imagine that okay, this person is in a different city, he has moved to a different country, right? Those kind of things keep me moving. But knowingly or unknowingly, it all depends on the attachment that you have with that person. And if at all you go to a funeral and if you see family members of the deceased crying, right, we tend to console them. Okay, but on the other side, if we see somebody not crying and all, and we tend to comment, "Arey, they are not at all emotional and all." Right? Everybody has their own way of expressing. Somebody might be expressing it openly. Somebody might be suffering internally. So we cannot comment on that. But to sum it up, it is all individual. In my case, definitely it is not that it will not be that easy to digest somebody's loss. And my thing is we have to focus on positive moments that we have had with them, and focus our energy on the future rather than worrying too much about the past.
Yes, I get that. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your opinion on that. I've read somewhere and I've also saw one clipping of how people are celebrating death in a country.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like crying over it or something. They were like happy to let go
Correct.
their family member because he is relieved from the burden and pain of this world.
Right.
I think that's a very logical thought, or maybe
Exactly. Yeah.
each one's
See,
thought process, like, right?
see, this is the beauty of the world, right? Which means they have matured to a stage where death is celebrated, but India is not that mature yet, right? Or especially some parts of the country is not that mature yet. We are still crying, and no man. But still, one good thing what I see is they light these fireworks, and they give a grand send off to people, right? Which is in a way celebration only, right? Because you bring in so many flowers, you do a lot of activities, and in some places people organize some dances also, and some acts with elephant, no, not elephants, but some oxen, and also I've witnessed certain things where it was celebrated grandly also.
Yes, Naveen. Were you mom's pet or dad's pet? Who were you very close to, your mom or your dad?
I used to be a mom's pet once upon a time. Okay, and dad, he did not express so openly, but however, I got to know about his love on me when he sent me off to engineering college, and that engineering college was about 140 kilometers from my hometown, and he dropped me on his bike, and I still remember how much he cried after leaving me at the hostel when I studied in the first year. Okay, so he cried for almost 2 hours. So that moment made me think, oh my God, people don't express love always, right?
Yes, Naveen, sir. Now, you've spoken so fondly of your father. In certain families, it is the father who destroys the entire family. He will consume alcohol and will create a lot of chaos in the family, the lot of sufferings in the family. The entire family is upside down. In most of the places, we've seen this. Like many of them, when we take them for counseling, as a psychologist, I've seen many people coming, especially students, saying, "My whole family is disturbed because my father consumes alcohol and." Comes home, and us to a certain point, even certain women, mothers also consume alcohol, especially in the want to mention which area. There are certain mothers and fathers consuming alcohol and disturbing the peace in the family. Would you like to share something on alcohol? Like, should we completely ban alcohol in India? I would love
I,
that.
I, I would not say to ban. My perspective is simple because I drink alcohol, okay, once a week or twice a week, but that in a moderate quantity. So anything in excess, not just alcohol, anything in excess, not just alcohol, food, anything, right, is dangerous. So as long as people confine to its limits and consume it diligence and consume it responsibly, then we need not ban it, right? Because if you ban it, then the curiosity increases and people try to find many other means in terms of getting that through other sources. And ultimately, the seller is going to benefit because they are going to hike prices, and also middlemen will get benefit, and a lot of illegal ways of supplying those things will emerge.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on it. If ever I made the Prime Minister or the President of any country, the first thing I will do is I will stop the sale of alcohol, and that's it. I wouldn't want to speak much about it. I just shared that from my end. So before we go on to the rapid fire round, I have one request from you. I'd love you to give a message to all the people in the world. What is the message from Mr. Naveen?
My message is very simple. Dream big and chase. True dreams will never let you sleep. If you want to become Bill Gates, or if you want to become Elon Musk, or if you want to become Narendra Modi ji or Draupadi Murmu, you can do it. All you have to do is take the first step. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would love you to give a message to all the women to become strong, because you have three strong women now in your life. That is your wife and your daughters, 2 daughters.
I have 5 strong women in my family.
Okay, that's really
my
great.
mom, my mom, my wife, my 2 daughters, and I have a pet, another daughter. She's also a girl. She's sleeping right next. Okay, so I'm such a strong man. And women don't need any message, and women don't need Women's Day to celebrate and all. In my opinion, see, God has created us as different creatures, and each one of us is given certain strengths, right? So maybe man, right? The man may be a strong gender, okay, in terms of physical activities and all. But when it comes to women, you guys are strong emotionally, right? In terms of handling so many things. So you have everything already in you. You don't need a special day at all. All I would advise to women is don't just stick to home. Of course, things have started changing, but still do something or the other and create your own identity, create your own income source. Then automatically your respect in society will be doubled or tripled or whatever it is.
Excellent. I love this message. It's a beautiful message for everyone. As you've said, women are very strong emotionally. They can balance their emotions well. That's really nice. Thank you for being so positive when you spoke about women. That's really nice. Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to take you on a small round called as the rapid fire round, sir, which will take another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for being so patient and answering all the questions. Thank you very much. With your permission, may I go ahead with another 5 minutes, please?
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. So, dear friends, we had a wonderful learning experience from our celebrity and guest. He's none other than Naveen Samala. He's here sharing his time with us, and we've learned a lot till now. Let's get to know about his likes and dislikes. Join us, friends. Your favorite street food in Telangana?
Street food is Pani Puri.
Same, me too here. That's nice. Your favorite color?
Black.
May I know why? In one line.
Black absorbs everything and it is universal, right? So you can derive a lot of inspiration from black.
That's true. Somehow I also love black. I really like black. I think there's a lot of depth in that, and it's like everything gets merged in that. And even a seed, you see, Naveen, a seed grows in the dark.
Right.
So yes, so you are a person who has emerged from darkness to light, and you've lit up so many people's lives, like you've touched so many students' lives and professionals in their careers, etc. You've done your very best. That's really great. I understand. Now, to keep yourself fit at 40, if I'm not mistaken, how do you manage your fitness? Is it walking, gymming, yoga? What is it?
Yeah, that's another important thing. Another important thing which I would like to share. Right, I started my fitness journey during my +1, and it's been on since then. And my regular routine is always the same. The moment I wake up, depending on how quickly, like sometimes I wake up at 4 o'clock, sometimes I wake up at 10 o'clock, like today I did. Minimum to minimum, if at all it is a worst day, I will do 15 minutes of activity in the morning. And after COVID, I started cycling in addition to my morning routine. typically my morning routine spans anywhere between 15 minutes to 1 hour. Sometimes it goes up to 1.5 hours also, depending on how soon I wake up and depending on the commitments of that particular day. But I make sure that I work out for minimum to minimum 15 days without any reasons, without any excuses. Okay, and I want to be in shape like this forever because my elder daughter is in her +1, and whenever I go to school and all, she often gets asked, "Who is he? Is he your brother?" and all,
He's
right?
your brother.
Right. So that thing should be there forever, because if you are physically fit and if you are good looking, right, automatically your confidence level will go to the next stage. And apart from that, I started walking and cycling. So every day evening, I go for a evening walk, and I take my dog also out. So that also, if at all in the worst case, if I'm not able to walk myself, I'll at least take my dog out for 10 to 15 minutes without any excuse.
That's really nice, Naveen. What's the name of your dog?
Hira.
Great. That's really nice. Now we talk about sweets and salty stuff. Like, are you a person who loves a lot of sweet things like sweet stuff, or salty, spicy? What kind of things you like?
It depends on the situation. It's a mix. And if I were to name the sweets which I like, there are a few of them like double ka meetha, badusha, and then moong dal halwa are my top favorites. And when it comes to the spicy part, I like sarvapindi. I don't know if you have heard about it, but it is one of the famous Telangana delicacies. In fact, I've asked my wife to prepare that today evening.
What's
So I
the
don't
name?
know.
If you can tell us the name, please.
It is sarvapindi.
Sarvapindi?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to Google it now after the session. Find out what it is. I think all the other viewers also, please try this dish, something called as sarvapindi. It's a sweet dish.
No, it's a hot.
Okay, it's something different.
It's in a way, it is a kind of kulcha in one form, not exactly kulcha, but kind of they mix this rice flour and add all masalas and everything, right? And then they stick oil to the pan, and on top of that, they press it and they heat it for some time. So it's one of the great delicacies.
That's really nice. Thank
Delicious
you
delicacies, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really nice. Are you good at singing too?
I learned a few songs because my wife asked for it, but honestly, I'm not that good singer.
Would you like
Okay.
to dedicate a song for all of us? Or to
It
somebody
would-
special?
See, Valu Kanula Dana, there is a song called Valu Kanula Dana in Premikula Roju movie, which is one of my favorite movies, and that song is my all-time favorite. Okay, so that I would like to dedicate to my wife only. To rest people, I think anything that got to do with Jai Ho India, right? Something which is going to instill passion and inspiration, those kind of things is dedicated to all of us, so that we can be better individuals and empower the world by making other people also better.
Wonderful. That's really nice. So kind of you. That's great. Imagine you've met the Almighty. What is the question that you're going to ask the Almighty? Only you can question him. Yes? What is the question you'd love to ask the Almighty?
That's a tough question to answer, really. But honestly, I don't have any questions. But I would like to understand the reason why I am created from him.
Great. That's really nice.
Is there anything else which I can do? Likewise, I'll be asking those questions. Am I on the path to what he wants me to do, right?
Excellent. May we know your blood group?
A negative.
If you were asked to sacrifice one thing in life, what is it that you would sacrifice?
Depends on who asks it, right? I can sacrifice eating non-veg.
That's really nice. Thank you so much. Till date, the last question, and then we sum up the session. Till date, the best gift that you've ever received?
Best gift, I would say my wife. Okay, because
Wow, brilliant.
her
I really like this
understanding.
answer. You have a lot of love and respect for your wife. You see, actually, you told us earlier that she loves you more than you love her. But the truth is, you love her more than she loves you, or maybe both equally. I think you have that love and affection and respect for each other. Thank you so much for being such a good gentleman. You see, you are you're creating a lot of awareness, like how to treat your spouse. You're treating your children how they should be treated by their partners in future. The way you treat your wife, you make it very clear to all of us. That's really nice. It's a beautiful message for everyone. Thank you very much that you've shared all the time till now. I wouldn't want to let you go, but then again, I have to respect your time. Thank you so much for being on our show. Towards the last, we put in a request to all our celebrities and guests to share 3 magical words with us. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you, you could share any 3 powerful words as a gift to the International Fab Talks. Over to you. First 3 words that come to your mind.
Conversations that matter.
Wow, that's great. Would you like to repeat that for us once more?
Conversations that matter. So, which is nothing but all the conversations that I drive with people all over the world, right? They have the power to inspire each one of us. So, my message is very simple: use your phone to listen or to watch the conversations that matter rather than watching all the shittiest thing that is put out on social media. And because devices are so addictive, and social media platforms as well as devices are being created in such a way that we are always glued to it. So watch your screen time and just go with conversations that matter.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for your time. Stay blessed and stay connected. I really had a wonderful time. It was a fulfilling day today having you on the show over here, and you shared everything so nicely, very transparently. You shared everything. What I like about you, Naveen sir, is you're very simple, down to earth, approachable. I felt very comfortable getting to know you on this platform. Thank you very much for making it easy for me to interview you on my show. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, and it was lovely talking to you and very well curated questions. And for those of you who are watching, she did not give me questions. I asked her not to send. And this is all straight from the gut, straight from the heart, straight from the mind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Stay connected and stay blessed.
All right. Thank you. And I wish more power to you. All right.
Thank
Take
you,
care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My dear friends, with this, we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. Do share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who may be inspired by what sir is doing. You can connect with Naveen sir if you'd love to be on his show. It is like the guiding voice, to put that right, the guiding voice. He hosts that show, and he is also the winner of this year's 2024 Asia's Podcast Award, if I'm not mistaken, with regard to education or something like that. We'll put all the details very clearly in the description for you to get connected with Naveen sir. He's a wonderful host, a great person at heart. You could bond and gel with him in the right way. And if you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us too. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. Above all, heal yourselves and don't give up on your dreams. Dream big and see that you fulfill all the dreams of your parents or the loved ones in and around your family. Stay blessed and stay connected. Thank you.